Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Start Select, and we're going to go to part two of a video that we had just last week or a few weeks ago, and that is Fault 101, when we all pitch ideas, gaming related, and we've all got a vote if it goes down to the fault and never to be seen again. So this time, I'm actually going to go to you, Anthony, first. What is your pitch to go down the Fault 101?
It's games that have switched to a multiplayer focus.
Ooh, this is a good topic. You carry on.
I
So,
think the best example I can think of is the Call of Duty series,
yeah,
which just started out on PS2 as like a story-driven first-person shooter. You get like a sort of 15, 20-hour campaign, and your multiplayer was like sort of secondary.
yeah,
And Star Wars Battlefront is like a
yeah.
similar story. Like one, you sort of reliving battles from Star Wars films. That was like the main focus. The second game was about the clone,
Clone
basically
Wars.
following a squadron,
Yeah, yeah.
and you're basically sort of following them through the films and the trials and tribulations they've gone through, and you actually find yourself sort of getting emotionally invested in these clones. And then now you've got both those series as just
Online, online.
switch the priorities. Like it's all about like the multiplayer driven, and the story is just sort of a secondary. It's an afterthought now.
Right,
And
fair. Yeah, I mean, I can see that myself. I mean, and even like today, the new Battlefield got announced with an announcement trailer. That's going to be multiplayer only. Battlefield 6 is going to be multiplayer only. So you're not wrong in what you're saying, Anthony. So let's go to you, Colin, because I feel like you might have some strong thoughts on this.
I disagree with the Call of Duty one straight away because Modern Warfare, the most recent Modern Warfare, the campaign and that was really good.
Okay.
How long was it?
It was about 10 to 15 hours, I think, which I think is about average for Call of Duty games.
That seems a bit long to be for Call of Duty. But I don't know.
Black Ops 4 didn't have any campaign, but the latest Black Ops Cold War does have a campaign.
Yeah.
So I agree with you with stuff like some things don't need multiplayer, but I don't know. Having
Don't
a
half
multiplayer,
measure it. You tell us what you think.
having a multiplayer is not a bad thing. Obviously, if you
No,
shift your focus solely onto that, like they did with Black Ops 4, that's a bad idea.
Right.
But having a campaign in any like regard, I think is as long as you still got one, I don't think it's a bad thing to have to focus on multiplayer if that's a better part of the game.
Right. So
Well, yeah, if you've got something like Street Fighter, like if I walked a shop by Street Fighter and then I'm disappointed by the campaign, that's my fault. Like
Right.
you knew what you were getting when you bought Street Fighter. I'm the dickhead for doing that. Whereas like if you've sort of invested in a series on the strength of its single player, and then you buy the new like edition of it, and then it's all like multiplayer, like I didn't sign up for this.
Right. No, I think that's fair. How about you feel, Damien? Because I know you play a lot of online games.
I think it's a good point. Like, I think one of the a good choice for that is Resident Evil. Like when they made the Resident Evil multiplayer games, they were terrible, and I don't know, just not worth trying or playing. So, but there's been loads of games like BioShock did it as well, didn't they? I think wasn't it BioShock 2 had a multiplayer?
It did, but that was like extra. That they didn't even bother with that. I don't think.
They bother with it. Yeah. But yeah,
that was just tacked on.
Games, yeah.
See, where I stand from it, I do understand where you're coming from, because I was thinking about this today, believe it or not, because of the Battlefield 6 situation, the fact that they announced Battlefield 6 and it's not got a campaign, and I don't mind it for that specific game. And I will talk about the overall topic just because I think the campaigns in them are lackluster. So if they're going to spend time and resources into a 8-hour campaign, for an example, I feel like it's just wasted time to develop a more structured online game. But I feel like a lot of people do say what you're saying, and like a lot of games are going multiplayer only focused, and I do think it will help. It will help hurt the gaming industry in terms of this. It's campaigns that bring like iconic characters, right? If you didn't have campaigns, you wouldn't see characters like Samus, or you wouldn't see characters like Nathan Drake. But at the same time, I do think it should go over the other way around too, because like Ratchet and Clank's launching this Friday, and it's been getting really good reviews. That's about, from what I've heard, it's 8 to 10 hour campaign and 15 hours if you want 100% everything. That doesn't have multiplayer, and I don't think that will get any flack for that either. But I do think it should go both ways. But I don't necessarily think every game should. Like for me, I'm going to use Battlefield as an example. I don't mind it not having a campaign if it means if it means they got more time to work on what makes that series so much. But it is a shame though when you see a game that has a good campaign and a good online not having a campaign just to focus online. But we saw that with Last of Us 2, right? That didn't even have a multiplayer. But that game did okay. I enjoyed that Last of Us 2. It's one of my favorite games actually, to be quite honest. But that launched without a multiplayer. So I do think it goes both ways. Did we go to you, Colin? How did you
Yeah,
feel? We'll go to you for the voting, sorry.
I don't think it should go in a vote. Some games just are better online. Like Battlefield, can you name a character from any of the campaigns?
No. But you could.
No.
I could name characters from COD though, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like Soap or
Yeah.
Captain Price.
Yeah.
And that's why the best Call of Duties have like a campaign. There's only one that didn't have a campaign, I think.
Right.
And that was bad.
Okay.
But they still have them. They're not like the primary focus, but they're still there and they're still decent. I think. I don't think it should.
I don't think the next one will have it. That's just me
Call of
guessing.
Duty.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it will. Like it depends on which developer it is, but the last two have.
Yeah. I think from now on though, like maybe this one or the next one, I think they're gonna cut the campaign off me. But I'm just guessing out the arse. I have no idea. But yeah, that's fair enough. You're saving it. What about you, Damien? Do you think this pitch should go into the vote 101 in terms of games only being more focused on multiplayer?
More focus on multiplayer.
Yeah, like neglecting the whole campaign just to focus on the multiplayer aspect.
Yeah, no, yeah, I do think it should go in the bar actually. Yeah, like I think they should work from both ways, kind of thing. But
Yeah.
they do tend to concentrate on one or the other, which can be bad at times or kill
Yeah.
games. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think you bring up a fair point. I'm kind of stuck in this one because I do agree with you. I do think games, especially games that had a campaign and now they don't. I think we've seen a lot more of that. But yeah, I mean, I gotta go with what Colin's saying. Like, I don't think a game needs campaign if the main focus is the multiplayer. So I'm not gonna pull it in a vote and. Hopefully, I've not made a wrong choice because I do love a good campaign myself, but I can't put in a fault. So I'm actually gonna do the next pitch myself. We're gonna go this in order. Mine's not the most controversial, but I really don't like the idea of time exclusives demos. So we all know time exclusives are part of gaming now, and it's just business, and it makes sense. If you want your console to shine more than the other competition, time exclusives are a great way to do it. Obviously we've seen this with Final Fantasy VII. They've actually extended the time on that for an extra 6 months. So Xbox or Switch or PC, they're not going to see that game for at least another 6 months. That's fair enough. That's fair game exclusive. But I don't understand time exclusive demos, and we've seen this with Scarlet Nexus launching a week before on the Xbox, and we saw it with Resident Evil 8 launching a week before on the PlayStation. To me, if it's on all platforms and it's launching the same day in all platforms, you should not have a time exclusive demo. This to me is getting to the point where it's just petty now. Like I understand console wars are going to be a thing until we all die. There's no helping that. But time exclusive demos, you want to sell your game surely, right? And you put it on one console a week before the other, or sometimes they don't even you only pay on one console. See, this to me just grinds my gears more than it actually being like relevant or important. But how do you guys feel about time exclusive demos? I go with you, Damien.
Just release the demo. Just like, there's your demo. Put it out. It's out there. Like, what's complicated? That's what they should do.
Yeah. I mean, the thing, what it comes down to is they'll get like a market deal of a certain, whether it be on Sony or Nintendo or Microsoft. But to me, it should never involve the time exclusive demo. And yeah, I agree with what you just said, Andy. Like, you want to sell your game to people. Like, stop, like, don't cut off people. I understand if it's not coming out on that console, it's not going to get a demo for it. I understand that exclusives are very important in terms of like competition. Time exclusive demos, though. Like, what's the world coming to? Damien, how do you feel about time exclusive demos?
I disagree with what you're saying. I think
Okay.
there's nothing wrong with them, to be honest. Like, I think it makes the game more exciting and you look forward to it more if it's, got that kind of limit to it as well. So,
Okay,
like,
gives
I
it a
got
bit more
that feeling.
exclusivity.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I don't think it's a bad thing, to be honest. Yeah. Like, Resident Evil was fine with me. Like, it got me pumped for the game, and now I'm still waiting to play it. Like,
I feel like because you got to play it, you're fine with it. But if you're on the other side of it, you know what I mean? Like, I'm fine. I've got all the money I need. But you do bring up a good point. Like, it does give it that it makes the demo feel way more exclusive. And for some people, I do think that is something that I think that is quite a big deal for some people. And you're not wrong in saying that.
Yeah.
Colin, how do you feel in this?
Well, I have a PS4, so I'm fine. It's another like business one, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
Sony would have paid a lot of money to get the timed exclusive
for sure.
demo. So it's bad for us as fans. But in terms of business, it makes sense. Like like the game will sell more on the PlayStation than it will on the Xbox. I actually thought it was a timed exclusive game in general.
Yeah,
for the
see,
PlayStation
I think
because of that.
Yeah. I think that's something that they want you to think, and it's a good tactic, to be fair. And Scarlet Nexus was the same. I thought that I remember when I first saw that, I thought that was a game that was exclusive to Xbox, but obviously it's on all platforms. And yeah, I do think you bring up a good point. It does come down to player base and business, right? I think Resident Evil's fine in terms of money, but like games like Scarlet Nexus, something that isn't going to sell the most, isn't going to be the biggest seller of the year. Right? Let's be honest. Take the money, I guess, right? If Xbox are giving
you can, man.
If Xbox are giving you money to put a week before PlayStation, just take the money, I guess. But I think you bring up I think you brought up a very good point there, Colin. I'm going to kick it off with you. Should time exclusive demos go in the vote?
I'm going to say yeah.
Okay.
Just because if I didn't have both consoles and I wanted to try one, I would be pissed off. Like, I would not be happy that some clown down the road gets to play Resident Evil Village and I can't. Put it in the vote. I want to be able to play the games I want to play.
Okay, and what about you, Damien? Are you saving it? Do you not mind it, or do you think it should go in the vote?
No, I don't mind it. I don't think it needs to go in the vote, really. Like, I don't even play demos that much these days. I don't think you need to play them, really,
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think, obviously, I think I'm definitely putting a lot into demos when really you are quite right way saying demos aren't what they were. But I think you bring up a good point there. So that's 1-1. Anthony, you're the deciding factor. Is time exclusive demos going in the vote?
I don't think it should, actually.
Okay.
Initially, I thought, a simple concept of a demo, just put it out, like. But to be honest, I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that big a deal anymore. Like Damien was saying, he doesn't even play demos anymore. And I realised I don't even play demos anymore.
Yeah.
I used to buy them on the front of the magazine covers. I don't bother with it anymore. Demos aren't as big a thing as they were. And like, if you want to just chuck a couple extra quid at someone to release your demo earlier than the others, then what real harm is it going to do? Because like the other console's going to get the demo a week later anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll cause that much harm. So
no, you're right.
Leave it.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So time exclusive demos don't go into the vault, so we'll probably see more. And this goes to betas as well. I'm sure we're going to see beta time exclusives and stuff like that. So yeah, I think you guys made a good argument there. We're going to go to you, Colin. What is your next pitch? Oh,
You can't hear you.
sorry, Colin, you're muted.
Oh, sorry. There we go.
There you
Is that better?
Yeah.
So my one is the term gamer, or more specifically, hardcore gamer.
Oh, this sounds like a good one.
I think it's stupid. Like, what quantifies a hardcore gamer? I say I play Fortnite or whatever the big YouTubers are playing. Am I a hardcore gamer? Or say I'm playing some obscure indie game, but I don't touch MMOs. Am I a hardcore gamer? Like, people who say it, I think they're idiots. Like, I'm a hardcore gamer. You're only on Fortnite. Well, I think I hate it. It really, really grinds my gears.
Oh,
I don't like the term gamer as well. Like,
okay.
I like watching films. I wouldn't call myself a filmer.
Right.
Just because I like games, I don't like the term gamer. I think it's really stupid. I don't like it. Get it in the vault.
So can I ask you, do you consider yourself as a gamer, a hardcore gamer?
I play fucking I play Minecraft. Yeah, I'm a hardcore gamer, of course.
Right, fair enough. How do you feel about this, Anthony? The term hardcore gamer, like what on earth does that actually mean, or do you have your own definition of it?
I never really thought of it until now. Like I've always considered myself a gamer, but I think in recent years it's taken on another meaning. Like back in my day, gamer was like people who liked games. Like so they had a sort of just someone who liked to play games a lot. They spent a lot of their spare time playing games. That was a gamer. Like it was that simple. But now I think I'm assuming Colin's meaning this newfangled term where like you get these like Fortnite players and like COD players who just they spend all the time getting good at it, and then like friggin' you go to play a game room and they're just like one just friggin' 360 no scope and you go, you noob, and like you're a dickhead, and I'm gonna fuck your mum. I'm a hardcore gamer. Like I'm assuming that's what you mean.
I just mean anyone who like that term in general. Like, I could be a guy who only plays like really obscure indie games. I could say I'm a hardcore gamer because I don't play popular games.
Right.
Yeah.
But if I play Call of Duty and I'm really good at it, I'm a hardcore gamer because I don't play those weird games. Or I spend half my life playing an MMO. I'm a hardcore gamer, but I don't touch anything else. I think it's a really stupid term, and I hate it.
How do you feel about this, Damien? Because I would
think it's
consider you to be a hardcore gamer. What's that, sorry?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
No, like I think it's totally fine because obviously, like, do you not agree with casual gamer?
What's a casual gamer?
Casual gamer is a person who only plays maybe a few hours a day, or like I don't know, they don't have a lot of time to play games, or like the way I see it is time, how much time you put into
right,
it.
that's a nonsense. That's nonsense.
Yeah.
If you're working 40 hours a week and you've got kids or something, you only have a couple of hours a day to fuck about and play games. Does that make Nathan a casual gamer?
Yeah, no, I get your point. Yeah, but like I'm thinking, it's more like when you say hardcore game, it's how much time and what you put into games and stuff. Like obviously, gaming's a big part of Nathan's life, so yeah, he is a hardcore gamer. It doesn't mean that he gets to like he might not be able to play games as much with work and stuff like that, but he's still hardcore. He plays a lot. He plays a lot of big games. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's fine those times, to be honest. Yeah.
I actually got to kind of agree with Damien, what Damien's saying. I understand where you're coming from, Colin, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to tackle this one because I would consider myself to be a hardcore gamer, and these days I don't necessarily get time to play like games as much as I used to. I always find specific times to cram in as much as I can, but I don't think it really comes from how much. I think it can come from how much you play, and then it'll come down to you. But I think it's just kind of like an unofficial label, right? If you're a hardcore gamer.
Yeah,
So
like,
if
cards.
someone like exclusively plays Candy Crush and they spend 4 hours a day playing Candy Crush, are they a hardcore gamer?
Oh, that's a good point actually. What I consider him to be a hard, and how many times does he play it? Like how often?
Candy Crush every day.
Every day. I would probably say he is, to be fair, because it is.
I'd
But
say it wasn't because I don't consider that a game.
right,
Right?
Yeah, like I don't consider that a game either.
Why? Because it's on a phone.
Yeah,
well,
Yeah.
I'm that guy.
Well, no,
I'm
it's a
that guy.
concern.
I'm that
Yeah,
dickhead.
so I don't know. Yeah.
I've got to agree with what they're saying because you don't have to invest time in it when you do with like a God of War game, or you will with a online multiplayer, or you can literally play Candy Crush while you're on the bus and then switch it off after 2 minutes or 15 minutes. But if you play BioShock, that's one of your favorite series, right? You do have to invest to get your enjoyment out of it. Do you know what I mean? So you're going out your way to invest into a title to get what you paid for back. With Candy Crush, it's for free. You literally, I don't even know. Like Tish plays a lot of like Candy Crush games. I play a lot of mobile games. For I think she just does. I don't even know if she does, but that's not what I'm making a point of. I feel like she doesn't have to invest in those games. She can literally turn it off mid game, and it wouldn't really it wouldn't like benefit her, or it wouldn't take anything away from her. But if you play any kind of game like Ratchet and Clank, God of War, or Halo, whatever it is game you're playing, you do have to put some kind of investment in it to get the enjoyment out of it.
And that's what
So
makes you a hardcore gamer.
in my terms, there's no official term for it, but in my mind, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that as well.
So how do you feel?
It doesn't sound like it's going in a vote for me.
No.
Wait,
Take a vote. Take a
that's
vote.
a proper. That's like really philosophical. Like I've never thought of it until you
Yeah,
said it.
I feel like I'm putting some glasses on right now. But anyway, let's go to you, Anthony. How do you feel should the term hardcore gamer? Because Colin does bring up some good points. Like, it's not an official term, and the online of gaming can be very dangerous at times, and you get a lot of abuse from a lot of people in different parts of the web and online. But how do you feel about it? Should it go
Before
to?
we go, before we
Yeah.
do it.
Go on, you make your last plea.
So, going back to the term gamer itself, what do you call someone who likes films and invests a lot of time in films?
a movie
Movie
buff.
buff.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Movie people.
Okay, like carry on. I hate this conversation. Just take the vote. Take the vote. Movie buff. What the fuck?
I don't think there is though. It's like this.
No, it is not because
What about
it's
person who reads
exclusive.
books? What about someone who collects like spoons? Like, it doesn't have to be a label for everything. I just think gamer kind of rolls off the tongue, I think.
Yeah.
But
Does
yeah,
that mean
I
you're noob as well?
what's that,
What?
sorry?
Do you not like the term noob?
No, that's different. That's
Yeah,
someone who's new
that's
to the game.
That's the term, like, yeah, 'cause I don't know, you're
And
labeling someone for
and
being, yeah.
when people like say you're just as casual, get in the bin.
Let's go with
Yeah,
you, Anthony.
that behaviour. That's knobheads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how do you feel, Anthony? Go on. You tell us what you think and tell us if you should go in a vote or not. It's very controversial. It's a very good pitch.
That's probably the hardest question I've read. I'd probably leave it out.
Okay. So hardcore
It's on the
gamers
tip.
and
It's
gamers.
sort of edging its way in, but it's clinging on for dear life.
Yeah, it managed to pull its way up, right? It was hanging off and then it pulled its way up for you anyway. And Damien, how do you feel? Is this going in a vote?
No, it's not going in the vote. I like calling people casual gamer.
Troll.
So it's two so far. If it helps, my decision was no. I can't pull it in. I can't pull it in a vote really. I gotta say. I think it depends on what. Like I think I don't know. Colin, I feel like you've had a different gaming experience from me. I don't know. I would just start muting people. I think, but. No, I think you brought up a very good pitch. Very constant. It's one of my favorite pitches you put of today, actually. But it's going 3-0, unfortunately. You can't vote for your game, so it is going to be 3-0.
It's a shame.
Yeah, it's a very good pitch. And then I'm going to ask, Damon, do you have a pitch for us today?
Yeah, like I'd say what's going in the vault is probably Mortal Kombat movie. And the reason I'm picking this, I don't know, it's just like it was highly disappointing. It was like, I don't know. It does have some positives, like it had good actors, and the characters look good, but when the trailer's better than the movie, then you got a problem, yeah. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's
What
go
do you
to
think?
you, Anthony, because I know you're one of the first people I know that's watched it. How do you feel, whether you like the movie or not, does it deserve to go in the vault? And you tell us what you think.
I think it does.
And why is that?
It's just there's something off about that film. It's like everything about it in a way is better than the original Mortal Kombat movie, but worse in other ways.
And what is it, the worst bits? Like, what is it that when you watch that movie, like, what is it that just left a bad taste in your mouth? Was it the characters or the story or the fight scenes?
The fight scenes are better than
Okay.
the original,
Right.
but in a way you feel like it should be because you've had 20 years to improve that. So if it isn't, then you've got a major problem.
Mm.
I think the story could have been better. They could have done more from the games. Like, for example,
Yeah.
Goro. Goro's like a major character, and they did him dirty. And then,
Yeah, no loop, no button, no loop. Well, yeah.
And then they could have had more. I mean, they could have had Goro and not Goro. They could have had Raiden and Shang Tsung have a freaking fight or something. Like, they don't do much in
Yeah.
the film. And then you got the main character who's just out of nowhere, and there's no inclusion of Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
And the way they get the powers is like this weird tattoo. It's just, I don't know. It was all there for them in the film. They could have just stripped a lot more from the game and just took it straight into the film and did that.
No,
That's
I think
how
that's
I
a
feel.
fair point. No, you do bring us a fair point. I think obviously the main character is one of the biggest. It's kind of like the most common negatives that you hear from the movie. But Colin, I want to go to you because you watched this in the cinema, right? You got the full screen. You got the nice comfy seats. My seats in my house are awful, so obviously I'm jealous of that in the alone. We saw it off. I think of like devices, whether it be TV or your Xbox or PlayStation.
Game.
You watched it on the
Pirate
cinema.
Bay.
So how was your experience?
I thought it was the best gaming movie ever. I didn't go in thinking, "Oh, this is going to be the Shawshank Redemption." I went in knowing
What a
it's going to
reference.
be. I went in knowing I'm expecting bad acting, fucking shit CGI. It's a Mortal Kombat movie. It's going to be fucking a bit naff. And I was very pleasantly surprised. Johnny Cage was in it. He's in it at the end when they say,
Oh, all right, fair enough. Yeah,
it's like when the main character's going to Hollywood to see, and then it pans to a poster saying fucking something about Johnny Cage. Yeah, if you put more stuff from the game, it'll just become a mess, like the Silent Hill movies where they tried to put 5 games into one movie.
I actually really like the Silent Hill movies.
Yeah, so
I know you and Damien
the
really
first
like
one,
them.
I think they got
And
that
it's
spot on.
terrible. I really enjoyed it. I thought the story was good. The main character was boring, but you don't go to see him. He's just a tool to get you from fucking Scorpion to Sub-Zero to Kano. Like you can't.
That's the thing. You got that very. He was distinctly that. Like, you watch him, and that's the exact vibe you got from him. He's just a tool to get me from there to
He is
there.
a tool to see all the
He
shit you
should be
want
a
to see.
tool, but
You want to see.
shouldn't feel that.
I went to see Jax get his arms fucking smashed up. I went to see Scorpion saying, "Get over here," and I got all of that shit. 10 out of 10.
Okay, yeah.
Scorpion, Sub-Zero are amazing. They're like awesome characters.
Yeah.
Right. See, I'm gonna come in this with I'm gonna tell you where I stand. I thought the original, not the awful second one with Shao Kahn, the first one, the original one, was one of the best gaming movies ever. And I disagree with the combat. I don't think this combat is anywhere near as good as that original one. Like you're on about like real kung fu actors doing kung fu stuff with really like well constructed fight scenes. This one, it's cut and cut and cut. It reminds me of Daredevil fight scenes compared to the Iron Fist fight scenes. You know, when you watch Daredevil and there's hardly any cuts within like a 15-minute like combat scene, and then you watch Iron Fist, and within like 2 minutes of a fight scene, there's about 50 cuts, and it's like it kind of put me. So I think the combat in the originals is a lot better. The story, the characters is a lot more faithful to the actual like games, and the music was. I think the music is still the best soundtrack to any game, to be honest, to this day.
Yeah, they did do the
that
theme
one
song
song.
once, did they, in the
They
new
did it.
Mortal Kombat.
They did it at the end.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
Alright.
it wasn't the same.
Come on.
Yeah. But I also think, yeah, I think this movie had a lot of problems. I think Kano was the best character by far in the whole movie. I think Scorpio was awesome, but he was barely in it, right? He wasn't really in the movie that much, I don't think. And yeah, the main character, I understand what you're saying. He's just there for but he doesn't need to be there. Like I don't understand. Like he is just there to connect to go to one place to the other. But there's loads of characters that they could put in the game. And the fact that they chose to put their own character in the movie, sorry, and he just ends up being really like boring and no kind of personality at all. It doesn't really make any sense to me. So yeah, I personally don't like it. I think I like it in terms of I'm a gamer and I like the series, so I can enjoy it. But if someone was watching that and they don't play like say they not play the latest Mortal Kombat, they just
They're
see
not a gamer.
they're not good. Yeah, they're not a hardcore gamer. They're not. They're not gonna enjoy that. Like my wife, she would be like, "This is some really bad indie movie." But I didn't enjoy it at all. I feel like it was very. I don't know. It just doesn't go towards the games. They kind of just make up their own bullshit, right? And it doesn't even need to. That's what gets me.
Right.
A lot of it's there for it to be made, and they chose to not do it and do their own thing.
Right. Games don't translate well to movies. They're not made to be movies. The stories won't work well to be a movie. You have to play the game.
Kombat does though.
Does it?
The originals
Mortal
are
Kombat
Does it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you seen End of the
it's
Dragon? Have you seen End of the
stupid.
Dragon? Have you seen
No,
the
I
Bruce
haven't.
Lee film End of the Dragon?
No.
Mortal Kombat is basically a rip-off of End of the Dragon. It's more or less the same frigging film.
Yeah, but you
Just-
have to explain all the
They have
magic
mag-
and shit.
They have powers in Mortal Kombat.
And all the different, the nether realm, fucking outworld and everything. They've got to explain all of that shit.
Right, you know what? I think this is a very good one, David. You started a good conversation here. But let's go to you, Colin. Are you gonna put it in the vault or are you gonna save it?
I'm going to save it, and I want to add to what I said earlier. This isn't the best gaming movie. It's the second best. Street Fighter the movie is the best.
Okay, so that alone has told me a lot of how you actually feel about the movie now.
It's not
So it's
Shawshank
a good-
Redemption. I don't expect it to be fucking sick.
Why that movie, man? What about one of
'Cause
the masterpiece movies of all time? And you can
People are fucking judging it on stupid things like the story and that. It's Mortal Kombat.
No, I mean I'm judging it off the original, which is I could a lot of people consider that to be one of the best gaming movies ever, and I agree in that. Like that movie was flawless, man, flawless. But anyway, what about you, Anthony? Is this going in the vault or not?
It's going to the vault.
Yeah. So we're 1-1.
It's like I said, like all the material was there. All they had to do was just rip it straight out and put it in, and they just didn't.
So with that one in the vault, that's the second video of Vault 101 done and dusted. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for coming out with good pictures today. I actually really enjoy these type of videos. So please leave a like and subscribe if you do too. And we will see you in the next video. GG, guys.
GG's.
Yeah.